long before Christ hung on the cross, before Moses split the sea, before Allah uttered the first word of command, there was silence. Not peace, but cosmic terror. The earth was gone, dragged screaming into the abyss by a force so dark, even the gods stood paralyzed. Creation was collapsing and salvation didn't come with light or love. It came with a roar from the bowels of the divine. He came not as a man, not as an angel, but a beast, bloody, furious, fanged. A god who chose a form of a boar to drive headfirst into hell and tear the demon apart, to rescue the earth on his tusks. This isn't mythology. This is the first cosmic war ever written. Before Genesis, before Gilgamesh, a truth buried in mud, tusk, and Sanskrit. They say in the beginning there was water, not just in Vedas, but in the Bible, the Quran, the Enuma Elish of Babylon, and the oldest epics of the world. The world was formless, void, and silent, floating upon the depths of a cosmic ocean. But nowhere does the epic story take such a raw, physical, and terrifying shape as it does in India's ancient Itihasa, where the divine did not merely create the world with a word, but leapt into the chaos itself as a roaring beast to rescue the earth. That form was Varaha, the cosmic boar. In the story passed down through Vedas and Shatapatha Brahmana, a Vedic text older than Ramayana and Mahabharata, older than Genesis, and likely the oldest written religious records in human history, the earth is personified as Bhudevi, a goddess dragged into the depths of the primordial ocean by a demonic force named Hiranyaksha. This demon doesn't just challenge the gods. He seeks to obliterate the earth itself, hiding it from the cosmos and dragging it down into the abyss. The gods, powerless to act, cry out for help. But the answer they receive is not a thunderbolt, not a decree from heaven, but a boar. A massive divine beast, snorting with fury, emerges from the heavens and dives headfirst into the watery blackness. There, Varaha battles the demon, slays him in the depths of ocean, and then gently raises the earth on his two upward curving tusks. The world balanced like a lotus petal between the fangs of eternity. And here is the chilling truth. Though the image of the earth rising from water or the gods fighting sea monsters exists in many cultures, nowhere is this idea this vivid, this physical, this primal, and this ancient. We find faint shadows of it in Mesopotamia in the story of Enki, who calms the oceans and organizes the cosmos after defeating Tiamat, the sea monster of chaos. The Babylonian tablets speak of water, blood, and divine rescue. But Enki, though powerful, never takes on a bestial form. He doesn't dive into the depths himself. Instead, he orchestrates, speaks, commands. The Varaha Avatara, by contrast, it doesn't merely command the earth into place. He physically enters into chaos and wrestles salvation into being. We see the similar echoes in the Greek myths of Gaia and Uranus, where the earth goddess Gaia, oppressed by the sky god Uranus, cries out and causes her son Kronos to rise in rebellion. It is the story of earth being suppressed by a cosmic force. In Norse mythology, Thor, the thunder god, engages in a fierce battle with Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent who coils around the world and threatens to plunge it back into chaos. They fight to death during Ragnarok. Thor dies in the process. Varaha does not. Then we reach the Bible, where in Genesis 1:2 it says, "Earth was without a form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." God commands, "Let there be light," and separates the water from the land, just a divine commandment. And in Quran, Surah 41:11 recounts how Allah commands the earth and heavens to come willingly or unwillingly. The waters recede by divine decree. So here the question no scholar dares to ask aloud: is it possible that the myths of Sumeria, the commands of Abrahamic God, the cosmic wars of Norse and Greek mythologies are all faint echoes of more ancient tale? Could it be that the oldest, most detailed narrative of divine descent to rescue Earth from a watery abyss was first told in India, written down in Shatapatha Brahmana around 800 BCE, or possibly preserved even earlier in oral Rigvedic hymns? Indeed, Rigveda 1:120-110 speaks of Vishnu as he who measured out earth, a veiled reference that many Vedic scholars interpret as early seed of Varaha. Later in the Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata Purana, the story becomes crystal clear. Varaha takes forms, battles the demon, and restores the earth, not through words, but through divine embodiment. He becomes dirt to save soil and rage to protect life. Could these ancient Indian sages, composing hymns before Homer, before the Torah, and before even the Babylonian scribes etched their tablets, have preserved the original template of the world's most primal myth? And if so, how did the world forget? The symbols don't lie. In Lithuania, ancient farmers once believed a boar pulled land out of sea. In Celtic and Norse myth, the boar was sacred to warriors and gods, respected not just for its ferocity, but for its connection to the earth. Even in Mesoamerican traditions, deities emerge from turtle and boar-like beings. These are not coincidences. They are cultural memories fractured, migrated, and reshaped, but born from a shattered truth. Only in Bharat is the boar worshipped, not just remembered. Only here do the temples rise in honor of Varaha, and carvings still show the earth on his tusks. Only here is the earth still revered as Bhudevi, not lifeless soil, but a mother to whom every act of construction begins with an apology, a Bhumi Puja. Only here do farmers still fold their hands to the ground before they plow it. In today's age of environmental collapse and moral confusion, the Varaha myth isn't just a theology, it's a civilizational wisdom. It reminds us that when earth is under the threat, divine doesn't send thunderbolts from sky. He gets dirty, animal, fierce, protective. Because only a civilization that worships earth as a goddess will fight to protect her. And so we return to that first question. Could the story of Varaha be the original? Could the tale of Boar lifting the earth from the abyss, the world's first memory of cosmic rescue, copied and forgotten by those who borrowed from it? If written records are the test, then yes, Shatapatha Brahmana is older than Genesis, older than Hesiod, older than Quran. If thematic depth is the test, then yes, no other tradition shows the divine taking an animal form to rescue the earth, not merely create it. This is not just India's story, it's planet's story, first told in the language of Sanskrit in the land of Bharat, by those who saw no separation between the divine and the earth beneath their feet.